What's up everyone, it's your boy Ailurus, and we're back at it again on r/AmITheA, and I have 5 crazy stories to share with you today, so let's just jump into it. Our first story comes from user NFJS. I'm the youngest of 3 siblings. There's me, 34 male, and my sister Katie, 35 female, and my brother Ian, 38 male. Out of the 3 of us, Katie is the one who made it, her words. She attended Yale Law School and is engaged to a neurosurgeon, Daniel, who's attended Stanford Medical School. Over the years, it's become clear that Katie looks down on me and Ian because we aren't as ambitious, successful, credentialed as she is. Wow, what a fantastic character. I'd love to be related to this type of person. Oh my gosh, I bet it was a treat growing up with her. Katie has expressed her astonishment that the family business is profitable, even though someone who got C's in high school and never went to college, aka me, has been running the day-to-day operations for 10 plus years. Katie also has once told Ian to his face that he wasted his potential. Context, Ian was the valedictorian of his high school class, just like Katie, and he wasted his potential by dropping out of college to help mom run the family business after dad passed away. Oh man, I really envy these 2 brothers. They have such a spectacular person as a sister, bro. I would love to meet this person. Oh, so great. Katie and Daniel recently posted that Katie is pregnant with twin boys, and their names would be Stanford and Yale. Oh my god. I commented, congratulations, but I later texted her to say that it wasn't right to give the boys ridiculous names that would put them under immense pressure to succeed from a very young age. I also asked her about what would happen if one or both of them weren't as successful and perfect as she hoped. Katie didn't like the points that I made. She texted back, I wasn't asking for any opinions, especially from someone like you. Consider yourself uninvited from our wedding until you sincerely apologize. To be honest, I was already leaning towards not attending due to Katie's condescending attitude towards me. But someone like you comment really sealed the deal. I told Ian what happened, but he said that I should have kept my thoughts to myself. Common sense. Seriously, you're gonna keep common sense to yourself to save your sister's feelings? Like, come on, that makes no sense. If I was in your position, I would say the same thing, man. Just one time. I wouldn't reiterate, I wouldn't bring it up all the time. I would bring it to her attention that she's making a dumb decision, and if she doesn't take my advice, she doesn't take my advice. And then after that, I get to live my life watching this weird experiment play out until I die. Like, seriously, you and Ian get to grow old together watching this circus play out. Our second story comes from user DangerousSync374. So my girlfriend and I have been dating for 7 months. We're both in our late 20s, and things have been going good. This issue, however, has been our first argument, so to speak. So the past month or so, we've been getting serious and talking about moving in together. Not sure if this was the catalyst for this behavior, but I digress. So I noticed if we're out places, my girlfriend will tell little white lies to strangers and such. For instance, we were out walking my dog, and a couple asked if they could pet him. We said yes, and that led to them asking how old he was, and if he was a shelter dog, blah blah blah. Before I can even pipe up, my girlfriend steps in and goes, oh well, we got him several years ago, and he's just been the best dog to cuddle with over the years, and my life wouldn't be the same if we hadn't adopted him. Another example, we went to a restaurant that I enjoy going to and struck up a conversation with the new bartender. And she said this place was our date night place for several years. So they're lies. I mean, not a huge deal, as they aren't hurting anyone, but for some reason this just irks me to no end. So I asked her why she felt the need to do this because it bugged me a bit. She said it wasn't a big deal. She said that she wanted to feel included in my previous life, and that even though my ex and I adopted my dog together, it's her dog now, and by telling strangers this, it makes her feel better? I was nice, but please asked her to not do that anymore as it makes me uncomfortable. She agreed to stop, but said I was blowing it out of proportion and being an asshole over something small, and she's been pouty about it all day. Okay, let's be kind to this woman, because we don't really know her behavior outside of this. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she just really likes you, man, and just wants to kind of craft a story that makes sense, that makes her feel good, that maybe she's been with you longer than 7 months. It is creepy, it is a little intrusive, and you are totally in the right to tell her that that was a boundary that she pushed, and that was something that you're uncomfortable with. In my opinion, I wouldn't start attributing malice to her behavior until those, lies become a little bit more serious. Like right now, they're kind of weird, cute lies that helps her cope with the fact that she wasn't with you for as long as you were with your ex, which is weird, but not terrible. I would just keep this in the back of your mind, If things get serious, leave. Absolutely leave, because this could be indicative of some more malicious behavior. But with that being said, you are not blowing anything out of proportion. You're not a butthole for putting up boundaries. That's what people do in relationships. You're not being pushy by asking her not to lie about your relationship, and certainly not to lie about owning your dog. That would be the true red flag in this situation. Not necessarily the lies, but the reaction to the fact that you put up a boundary. She didn't just accept it, she just chose to outright dismiss it, and that's crappy. Our third story comes from user Wide Competition 9367. My husband's sister, 38, lives with us and our kids, and I'm beyond fed up with her being here because of food issues, and that's the only reason. So basically, every single time I make food, his sister will come in and doctor up the food I'm making to her liking. Like, I made steak and shrimp the other day, like Applebee's, and she waited until I left the room to put a full stick of butter in my shrimp. That was already done. And when I came back in, she goes, "I'm pretty sure that's the taste you were looking for," and completely ruined it. It was trash. And whenever I make spaghetti, she'll start dumping sugar into the sauce to a point of sweet spaghetti that me and my kids outright refuse to touch because it's nasty. Every single time that she thinks she can get away with it, she's doing something to the food. Anyways, my husband started doing the same thing. I went to make homemade mac and cheese last night and homemade cheeseburgers. I went to the basement chest freezer to grab the veggies I needed, and I came back upstairs. My husband was putting canned chicken into the mac and cheese. He knows the kids absolutely hate the taste of that, and his sister was pushing blocks of blue cheese into the partially cooked burgers. I asked what the they thought they were doing because I've told them so many times to stop f***ing with the food, and neither of them had any good excuse other than we were just helping. I flipped out and told them to get the f*** out of my kitchen. Both of them told me that I was overreacting, etc., etc. The thing is, I've openly asked my sister-in-law to cook several times and she won't stop f***ing with the food I'm making. My husband cooks often and I don't care if he screws with the food he makes, but it royally pisses me off when my cooking is messed with and he knows that. I would stop cooking altogether. What's so hard about not touching somebody else's food, man? I would be livid. I do not like it when someone's messing up my meal if I'm in the kitchen, let alone continuously messing up my food every time I tell them to stop. I would immediately stop restocking the fridge. I would stop restocking the pantry. You're not gonna cook with my ingredients. If you wanna cook, go buy food and go cook your crappy sweet spaghetti. I hate when people put sugar in the spaghetti sauce. It makes no sense. It's supposed to be savory. I don't understand. But some people are different. It is what it is. I just don't understand. I've encountered sweet spaghetti and I felt like my teeth were about to fall out of my face. But that's besides the point. I really hope that she just stops cooking. That's the only way that anything would stop. That's the only solution that would make sense. If these people don't respect you in the kitchen, don't make them a plate. Our fourth story comes from user CutePanda100. Throwaway for obvious reasons. My ex-wife Kate and I have 2 kids, Mike and Abby. We have a turbulent marriage and split for many reasons. It wasn't amicable and I had to fight for custody. Kate and I both were married. She didn't have any children with her new husband. I have 3 kids with my wife and also gained a stepdaughter. My stepdaughter's father left after he found out my wife was pregnant, so she never knew her father. When I came into their lives, I took on the role as a father figure, and as far as blended families go, I am really lucky that we are all happy. My stepdaughter and I have a good relationship, and Mike and Abby love their siblings for my wife. The only person against my family is my ex-wife, Kate. My wife is black, and this has been a point of contention since the beginning. Especially the fact that my wife is a very dark-skinned black woman is problematic to her. Kate, her husband, and I are very white. Kate hates my wife, and especially my stepdaughter, whose bio dad is also black. Kate's racism was one of the many factors of our divorce. She has been mostly silent on my biracial kids, even though they present as black. Thankfully, Mike and Abby haven't taken over her racism. Because of this, Kate has been on a crusade, trying to make my family's life as difficult as possible. It came to a head last week when we were planning to go on a vacation abroad with the entire family, including Mike and Abby. Everyone was looking forward to it, especially my stepdaughter was looking forward to it. But Kate wouldn't sign the documents that would allow Mike and Abby to travel abroad because they're minors. Everyone was really disappointed. It would be the first vacation abroad for my 3 bio kids and my wife. I decided then to go book a vacation anyway, but without Mike and Abby. Understandably, they were not happy. Normally, I don't badmouth Kate in front of them, but I told them it's because of her that they can't go. This caused Kate to become really angry, saying I was prioritizing my new family and abandoning Mike and Abby. She somehow placed the blame of all of this on my stepdaughter, saying my stepdaughter was taking their father away, also calling me a race traitor, which didn't make sense. This unleashed a shitstorm with every one of our friends weighing in, with some saying I'm an asshole, Mike and Abby are pissed at me for not going on vacation, and placed the blame on me after I deflected the blame away from my stepdaughter. Kate calls me an asshole for going on vacation. I'm beginning to think booking the vacation was a mistake. In my opinion, leaving Mike and Abby alone to not participate on this family vacation was not a smart decision to make. There's no way to win that. I understand that the vacation might have already been paid for. I understand that your wife and your stepdaughter were looking forward to this vacation, but what's the point of having a family vacation if two members of the family aren't there, you know? And aren't there because they can't go, but because they're being held back. I would say maybe you would have to take the loss, and the next year you have to make some sort of family vacation that's local, that's domestic. It's not an ideal thing to do. I get that you want to be able to have an abroad trip with your family, especially if that trip was anticipated for. But what's more important, a short 7-week trip or maintaining a healthy relationship with your first 2 children? If your wife is going to behave like this, you might have to be in the position to wait until your kids are 18 to actually have a proper abroad family trip. It's terrible, it sucks, you're dealing with a terrible person, and there's nothing you can do about it. I wouldn't say your decision makes you an asshole, but your friends aren't wrong in telling you that that was the wrong decision. At least in my opinion, you could have done something better. But this is a complex situation. What do you guys think in the comments down below? Let me know. This is an interesting story. I want to pick your brains. Go ahead and comment what you think. And our final story comes from user HumbleIntention3425. I had an incident on my wedding day back in 2017 where my former fiance abandoned me and ran away with his pregnant mistress. That image, those details, they're forever ingrained in my mind, and I'll never forget how I felt that day. It was truly a turning point in my life. My family have always been there for me, so I kept close to them. My younger sister is currently engaged and her wedding will be in a few months. She is struggling with some money, so I decided to help her and her fiance and pay for the wedding dress. This allowed her to be able to buy her dream wedding gown, which cost $7,000. It's a lot for a dress, but she literally cried because she wanted it. Now, this situation happened a few days before we agreed to buy the dress. We were eating dinner at our parents' home, and my cousin and aunt were there. My aunt was asking my sister about the wedding, and my sister said that everything was going according to plan, and they casually laughed and said, "Let's just hope that he won't run away with a pregnant mistress or something on our wedding day." I was blown away completely. She laughed, and the aunt laughed too, as if this was a joke. She was basically mocking what happened to me in my wedding. It happened so fast, I got up and started screaming at her, calling her an idiot, but my parents asked me to take it easy, and she said it was a joke, and she didn't think I'd react so intensely. My aunt remained seated, and my cousin asked me to calm down and drink some water, but I grabbed my stuff, and I was getting ready to go. I told my sister she was getting $0 for her dream wedding dress, then I walked out. I heard louder commotion as I walked, and my dad and cousin followed me outside trying to talk, but I asked to be left alone. My dad spoke to me, saying I was too harsh on my sister over a joke, and said I know this is how she is with her dark humor. They said that she's been crying after I decided to back out of helping her, and she said this would ruin her wedding. They want me to reconsider my decision since it might damage my relationship with my sister, but I refused. Did I overreact? Here's some additional info. It's my aunt that would usually bring up what happened from time to time and say stuff like, if what happened didn't happen, you would have had at least 2 kids by now. Or, do you know what day it is? Your wedding anniversary. It's harsh, but she stopped doing it anymore. Maybe my sister being influenced by her is, but still, it hurt the same. And coming from my own sister. You still bought the dress? What? $7,000? No, you messed up. You joked about the one thing that I'm sensitive about. I don't care that you're into dark jokes. I don't care if you're honest. I don't care if you're blunt. You messed up. You're about to be naked on your wedding day. Are you serious? If you expect me to be generous in giving you $7,000 liquid, you better be kind to me all the way up until the date. I'm not the one who needs a wedding dress. I'm not the one who wants to look beautiful on their wedding day. You better be kind to me. Keep your jokes to yourself because you have your hand out because you can't afford your own dress. You understand how whack that is? Imagine wanting to look nice, but you have no pockets. Everybody in that family knows what happened to this woman. Everybody in that family knows that she's sensitive about that. Yet, for whatever reason, she has to put that aside to make sure that her sister's happy, to make sure their relationship's preserved. Man, if we had a nice relationship, you would not have brought that up. That's my opinion. That's how I would see it. But what do you guys think? How would you react? Would you still buy this woman her dress? Would you still help your sister? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys at the end. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ailurus, aka Panda Daddy, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, let me know in the comments down below, and leave a like if you liked the video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, fam. What you doing watching videos and not subscribing? And if you're old, make sure to hit that bell so you get these notifications every time. Many of you this weekend participated in the content poll in the community tab. Thank you for participating in that. This week, there's going to be Am I the Asshole, r/entitled parents, and r/morbid reality. If you want to have a say in future weeks' content, keep your eye on the community tab. I post content polls there to, go through your brain and ask for your opinion, because I don't know what you guys want to see sometimes. So keep your eye there, and maybe, just maybe, you'll get the content that you desire. And as always, you gotta thank the Patreon supporters that make content like this possible. A big thank you to Dr. Mambo, Power Lover, Christian Spates, The Quaking Aspen, Sherry Morrison, Tron Destroy 23, The Eggs 1, Fitz Chivalry, Din Quarter, Code Connor Purvis, Ailurus' Mom, Declan, S16, Squish, Rin Hex, Rare Days, Mr. Bean, My Golden Experience, James Tucker, Big Boy Bailey, BMX30, Cinnamon Sticks, Scott, The Fake Musician, Buckethead, Samantha Bellhart, Admin Faneker, Zaketh, Bloody Hunter, Keely, Dundernats Hawk, Lady Laughs a Lot, Swiss Patreon user Noah, and Catherine Taylor. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. And if you want to help support the channel, there's 2 links in the description, one of my merch store and one of my Patreon. Both funds go directly into the channel so we can maintain what's happening here. And as always, stay zesty.